Okay, I believe I'm live. Oh, there we go. So, hold on. I got like new things. Oh, crap. That fell. Well, as you can see, I definitely have a better cam. It doesn't look like crap. And I also have a mic now. So, yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't sound like depression when I speak into it. Hopefully, it. Why is it blinking? Okay. I hope this thing's working. If it's not working well, I'm just gonna beat it till it works. I don't know, I got nothing. So, other than that, I figured the good way to test. So far it's okay. I don't know where the other noise came from, but do I sound okay? Because I have, a mic now, a new mic, and I have a. This isn't going to be smart enough to. Heck, dude. Why is the light not. Do I, where do I hit this thing to change the. Whatever. No, either way. I guess it just adjusts. Wait. So let's see. Yep, I know. This is totally just testing this thing out to see how it. Okay. Okay. It works. But anyway. I'm just testing out new equipment before I do the reading, which is posted for later. Okay, good. And hopefully this thing doesn't have a latency be like painfully slow. No slow mode, please. None of that. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That tells me to mute. That does that. I'm gonna get this over here. Don't mind me. I'm just clicking around everywhere just to double check everything to make sure all the pigeons are lined up. Okay. But does it sound clean though? Like, does it at least sound better than how, compared to when I was using my phone? I hope so. If not, well, I got nothing, okay? This is the best I got. And not only that, it's the only thing that was the most practical to buy. But anyway, so I figured one of the things that's actually starting to come up pretty quickly is the most cheesiest time of the year. Yep, it's the lovely Valentine's Day. And usually people already know where that's going to be heading to. About doing love magic, doing all the kind of magic that's all woozy wooey, getting somebody to notice you, get in love with you, sticky with it if you catch my drift. Either or, you get the idea. The most. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Kayla, but yeah, it's that time of the year where usually people tend to be all, I'm gonna just be all, I'm gonna be sweet this one day, then go back to my regular stupidity and regular, what the heck's that called? You know, as I normally live every day. Yeah. But anyway, you get the idea. So I figured let's talk about the ins and outs of doing love magic. Is it bad to do it? Is it good to do it? Should you not do it? Is it difficult to do? Is there anything bad that can happen? Is it ethical? That's probably the biggest question that I get nonstop. Uh, is it right to affect somebody's free will? Isn't there bad karma attached to that? And probably the most favorite thing that I hear people say all the time regarding it. Well, how would you like it if someone put a love spell on you? Okay, so let's get into this. Well, for first off, fun fact: love magic is actually the first kind of magic I actually practiced. It was the first kind I picked up, and I got my hands dirty with, metaphorically, not literally. And really, to be completely honest, there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing it. It's valid, and if you feel like you should do it, then do it. The only thing that's stopping you is yourself. And if you want to do love magic, just do it. If somebody tells you that, well, don't ever affect somebody's free will, okay. So don't affect somebody's free will, but I have to suffer for not going towards the desire I want. Why should you have to suffer? Why should you have to suffer not having your desire or getting what you're wanting to get for somebody else's ethical standard? Because the way that I teach people and I tell people, in your life, you are always going to be dealing with you. Always. So if you do not go towards something that you had the opportunity for because you wanted to be considerate and now you can never get it again, you're gonna have to be living with that, knowing that you had the chance, you didn't go for it or grab it. Now that being said, of course, you have to be a little bit realistic with this, but still, if you want something and if you have a desire for something, just go for it. Go for it however the heck you want to go for it. It doesn't really matter about what anybody else says, what somebody else's viewpoint is, or how they stand in front of you. If you desire something so bad and you have that intense longing for something, it shouldn't matter who, what, or when, or what's going on. You're getting your desire, and you're getting it in your hand now. And if something gets in the way, get it out of the way. It don't matter what it is. Even if someone actually tells you it's not ethical, again, when we're talking about something being not ethical, well, that just depends on the person. They can decide what's ethical and what's not another person. Because in your perspective, you decide what is what and what's not. You decide what's ethical, you decide what's not ethical. You make the call. And that's just the point blank reality of it. Do with what thy will, but always remember, no matter what you do, whether you go towards something one way or another, whatever you get afterwards for attempting to go at it, be it the desire actually becomes yours or you lose it drastically, either way, you're at fault for it. You can do as you please. And that's a repetitive thing that I'm going to keep saying until I kick the bucket. You can do as you please, but no matter what happens, you're at fault. So, now that we got that out of the way. So, love magic. Well, some people would again argue with the fact by saying, well, don't affect somebody's free will. They should have the right to make a choice. Well, scientifically, it's been proven that that's not all the way true. Because genetically, we're kind of genetically wired to be more susceptible to something, more influenced by something. That depends on genetics, family history, environment. So, to an extent, people do have free will, but also at the same time, to an extent, some people do not have free will. So it's actually split down the middle, or the more simplistic way of putting it. At least I like to say it. You can influence and you can affect anybody you want. Will it work? I don't know. That'll depend if you're able to do it. I can't say. That depends on you. If you can do it, then you can do it. If you can't, then you're not able. But there's only one way to find out. You gotta attempt it. You don't know until you put out energy and try and go for it. But for now, say if we're going to be trying to be kind of like going from like an extreme from like ethical all the way down, okay, that it's just like the not ethical, like the completely like overstepping the boundary of it. Just part it at the most easy level one, the most ethical way of it. Love work to pretty much attract someone to you without influencing them. Well, it's quite simple. You essentially put on a glamour working to actually attract someone. But then again, at the same time, usually if you just want to find somebody random, usually, at least in my opinion, if I'm going to be trying to attract someone, I usually know what I'm wanting, how I want them to look, how I want them to act, or having all the guidelines set up. I'm not going to just be all like, okay, I'm going to surrender and let something else that's not me make the choice and give me it. Give me what I think I should get. Well, I don't really like that viewpoint, because the thing is that if it's your life, if you're deciding how your life's going to go, how your life plays out, what happens next, if you can control that and say what happens, you can decide how it goes out. Nobody else. Not letting it up to some other supernatural force to make the choices for you, because they don't have a right to do that. You have the right to make your choices and how you go. But if you really just want to attract something and like pull a name out of the hat metaphorically, then you can just do a regular bath spell, and you can just put in certain herbs and then just lay in the bath and then just be infused with the plants, and some ideas that you can put in for a, let's see here, for a love drawing bath. You'd want something well basic, of course. Rose. Rose. You could use jasmine flower, violet, yangling. I'd be very careful with cinnamon bark because that is hot. You could use lavender too. Vanilla. Pink pepper if you're really feeling a little bit antsy and a little bit flirty. Cardamom. Just a name a few. And you just essentially just lay in the bathwater, and you just let the bathwater that's infused with it just soak in. That's one way. Another way, it's actually so simple. You take a simple little piece of rose quartz, like that. This thing will be so kind enough to focus. But yes, this little piece of rose quartz. And then you take a, let's see, do I have one close? Well, okay, well, in this case, I'm going to use this Q oil. No, it's not QAnon oil. No, 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 none of that crap. This is actually meant for a gay man to attract another gay man. It's like a gay love oil. So essentially what you would do, you would just take a magical oil or even essential oil of rose, jasmine, any of those. You take your rose quartz piece and you pretty much just grease the stone with the oil. And as you're putting it on the oil intention is now being rubbed into the stone. And now that you have it pretty much all greased, you can now take this stone, you can just simply hold it, and when you notice someone that you're wanting to woozy woo with or attract, just simply have the stone in hand, or you can just have it in your pocket and reach down and grab the stone in your pocket. Usually that'll vibrate that you want them to be more attracted. But if you want to take it up a notch and actually include it in like your glamour woozy woo, again, get the oil. I'm probably going to grab a bigger piece because that piece is too tiny. So I'm going to use... Okay. Let's just go with you. Get over here. No. I thought that was it. Nope, never mind. Fine. I'll just use this one. Where is this one? So, you have your rose quartz piece. I know it's different, but oh well. Get your Q oil or love oil of your choice. Simply again, put it on the stone. Grease your stone. So now when you have this, you're greased. So bad. With your greased stone, now you simply just do this. Now, depending on what you want to have be getting the attention. So, say for an example, if you want someone to pretty much be drawn to you just by your eyes, so you simply take your stone. I'm trying not to poke myself in the eye. You just simply go up and around, just like that. And what you're doing is you're actually making a figure eight. And while you're doing it, a total of 8 times as well. Essentially, you're putting on this this consistent and never-ending and is stuck in an infinite loop effect of the intention oil and the rose quartz mixing together. So now, for as long as, until the effects are off, or, you just wash your face, cleanse yourself, essentially now your eyes are going to be vibrating that effect. So say, for example, if I was to go, is there any, no, there's no places where I live here. Say if I was wanting to go out on a night of a town, which is not going to happen, at least in this city, and pretty much I'm just sitting around and I see, a poor, God, and I happen to see a poor, unfortunate soul that I'm just like, oh, I'm going to claim this one here. Oh, still. Essentially, I would just pretty much just keep my eye on them. And as soon as they lock eyes on mine, that's when this Q oil takes the grab and for the effect. And I'm going to put this one back on because I am not really in the mood to woozy woo, one of the magical kind like I am. So I'm just going to put that background was. That's another way. Let's see, we have that and that and that. You can also take the stone that is all greased up. If you want to be like giving them something, you can actually give them the rose quartz piece with the oil on it, not the whole bottle of oil, obviously. Simply give it to them, and as soon as their skin makes contact with it, that oil's intention infects them. The best put it, or pretty much, since this stone is charged with that Q oil and the intention of it, contact with this thing is going to get affected with it. So if I was to give this to another one of them sausage lickers like I am, now they're affected with the effects of the Q oil. And this is a pretty one of them nasty vulgar oils, suggestive oils, not like vulgar like, oh, okay, we're going into the NC-17 level. Close, but not completely. That's when this one would come in. And that one's a really mean one, though. That's another way. You can also do I have one anywhere near me? Probably I don't. I was going to say, actually, I do. Yeah. Oh, that's on there. You can also do poppet work. How simple it can be. You can simply take here. No. You can just so simply have a piece of paper. Yep, and a pen. I'm just trying to find a. There we go. That'll work. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Milkshake. Release. Yeesh, should have done it the first time. Essentially, really all you need: paper, pen. And all you really need to do, there you go. You can make a poppet just like that. Yes, poppet just like that. A stick figure. But now you're probably thinking, but how am I supposed to know who that's supposed to be? Well, again, keep it simple. Because sometimes the more simple you keep it, the less headache you're going to get. Oh. Thought I had a pair of scissors close by, but I guess I don't. So we're going to up there. So, and now there's some people that would be all, oh, don't use scissors because you're going to be cutting away your desire. Oh, for bloody goodness sakes. Come on now. I can kind of assure that I don't think, the magical forces are going to be all hissy-fitty about you using a pair of snippies. So now when you have this tiny little stick figure thing, if this thing will, not make it be invisible, you can just simply put on the back of it now. Let's see. I'm just going to put name as man thing and a random birthday. Yeah. It's just crazy how things come through. And some people come up with these accusations, but anyway. So now you have, your little stick figure. And on the back of it, you have the name. In this case, can't wait. Can't, never. Now, why didn't you do that the first time? Great, now the light thing turn off. It would be much better if this, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, can we go over that a bit more, please? Honey bear. Okay, I'm going to just stick with that then. So now you have on the back of it the name of the poor unfortunate soul and a birthday and any other thing that you can actually use to identify them. If you have a personal concern, you can add that to that. This is let's just say that's somebody's juices, if you catch my drift. What? Don't look at me like that. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to get your magic to work, and that's using that makes it like literally there's no way that it can miss metaphorically. So now that you have this, there's your puppet. It doesn't have to be all fancy woozy wooey. But now say if you actually want to get more kind of a little bit like getting borderline of being unethical with it, and quotes big time for that one. What you can do, you can take this and make a oil blend, and essentially you would make a love attraction oil. But now you're taking this little paper poppet, putting it in the oil, and now I know what you're thinking. What is that going to do? Simple. You're having a love oil mix to draw and attract something to you. And now you have this individual in the bottle. The oil is going to break down this paper poppin and get infused with the oil. Now, when you put it on, the oil is going to pull this person to you. But now here comes the technical bamboozling out of it, making it ethical. When you're applying the oil with this in there, you're not affecting them. You are not targeting them. What you're doing is that you're infusing yourself with what they are attracted to most. In other words, instead of you doing work on them, you're working on yourself to pretty much have them be drawn to you naturally. You're becoming what woozy woos them. And that way, you're not influencing them. You're not doing anything to them. All you're doing is you're putting on an oil and vibrate in a way that they cannot resist it. It's not doing anything malefic. You're just putting on an oil to have them come towards you in a way that they can't resist it. You're not affecting their free will because all you're doing is becoming what they can't resist. You're not influencing them. Even if it's indirectly, you're not causing any kind of effect on their will because they're still choosing to come towards you. They're going towards something that they're naturally attracted to. It's natural. So there goes that free will thing. Now let's say if you want to get to a little bit more of a not so nice kind. Hooky dookie. So let's change it up a little bit. Let's say for an example you want to have a certain person that you are drawn to and want and desire, and like a past ex-lover, or somebody who pretty much rejected you, and you're just gonna be like, no, 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 you're not gonna reject me. No, 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 no. You're not gonna do that to me. To have it be the most best example, we'll go with all three. This one, again, this one might be seen as, well, that's a bit corrosive and a little bit mean, but you know what I have to say? No, 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 no. It's not mean, because the thing is that it's, again, my fulfillment, not yours. Is it self-centered? Yes. Is it right? Yes. Because, again, we're going from your viewpoint and not anybody else's. Because if you're not happy, nothing else matters. Selfish? Meh. So what? Don't be jealous of it. That'll work. So, an example of it. So now you can take a piece of quartz, preferably clear quartz, some magical oil, and I'm going to be mixing all three. And you can also just use the same poppet, but in this case, change it up a little bit. I will actually make a demonstration real quick and actually use a wax poppet. And I've had this wax poppet for a long time. And it's kind of a little bit a shame that, this poor puppet, got the blunder of me being very agitated, that, the poor head just went, well, it's still attached, but not the best. So anyway, so this thing, what on earth can we do for this? So there's many ways. First, you can just simply, let me grease my palms with the oil real quick. You can just do simply magical working by putting oil on it. And I'm trying so hard not to laugh because the head is just bobbling up and down all around, like limp, kind of like here. Come here, you. It's just, well, should have not made me mad. Then this is a oil called Bendover. Yep, it's pretty harsh. Then this one is Man Dominator. And then last but not least, this one is again the Q oil. Now you just simply grease the palms, or you can just simply put it on the crystal. So now this stone is going to be mimicking those intentions smacked together all in one. Now, the way you go about this one, you can just simply, if you don't want to use the crystal, you can just simply grease your fingers and then just oil it all up. But if you want to be a little bit mean like I am, you simply just take the stone, and, well, in this case, I'm going to stick it to him. Right in the tush. Yep. Just like that. Well, and that kind of made it a little bit gaping, but oh well, who cares? And you can just simply move the stone all around him. It's still attached, so that's okay. Or, you could just simply have the poppet be put back into the container you're holding it in. And I'm going to have that go over the top of it. And I'm going to fix his head to face that way. And then you can just take the stone and just simply put it on top of him. That's another way. Now, when it comes to doing that kind of working, a little bit not so nice and a little bit selfish, but nothing wrong with it. Like what I say, you got to put yourself first. If you're not happy, then nothing else matters until you're happy. Being ethical times, well, should not have to come at the cost of your happiness. It should never have to, ever. What's right is whatever is making you feel the most fulfilled, happy, and accomplished. If you're not in that state, nothing matters, and it doesn't matter. Mm-mm. You shouldn't have to sacrifice what brings you happiness just to be morally correct. Because in your life, you matter. Nobody else. You first, then everybody else can follow suit later. And there's also the idea of how do I put this? There's like the idea of self-love. Well, having self-love is kind of natural. It's just the whole idea is you just got to remember you are who you are. You can't change it. And the only thing that does change is what you involve yourself with. So if you don't like a certain thing about yourself, then change it however you deem fit. But just know for a fact that you really should just see yourself as I'm just how I am. I see myself in a good light, not a bad light. If there's something I don't like about myself, I just change it. Just get it over and done with. Get it out of my life. Simple. It doesn't have to be so difficult, and also having to waste your time being all like I'm going to be doing all these self help affirmations and stuff like that. When really it can just be it is what it is. I'm, I know my worth, and because of that, knowing my worth, I know that I expect what brings me nothing less. Well, well, more along the lines of like content with oneself. Let me just wait to see. I'm going to try and brighten that up a bit. Let's brighten up some more. I really don't even know how this thing. There we go. A bit bright, but it'll work. Well, because whatever you feel inward comes out. So, and whatever is out comes back into your head. And I mean, for me, I'm just seeing myself as like I am who I am. Accept it. That's it. It is what it is. I am. Why wouldn't I be? And comes the argument of like, well, isn't that being a little conceited? No, it's not being conceited. If anything, if somebody is trying to guilt trip you and being like, well, you're kind of being full of yourself, you're kind of being a little conceited. They're kind of, well, to be honest, they're a little bit jealous because they are not doing what you're doing, building themselves up instead. You're building yourself up and they are not doing it. The best part of time is it? And I do have that other mom. It'd be nice if I could see my other stream. Okay, I'm gonna do that there. Crap. But anyway, loading. There we go. You can. I don't know why my computer's deciding to be like, oh, time to be stupid. What else is new? But you can also. I just completely forgot what I was going to say. I just had. On stick. Okay, I don't know what the heck that was, but anyway. So, I believe I put 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. That's when I'll be coming on to do those readings for how does insert person here feel about me, and there's gonna be 3 decks. And I decided, well, let's actually keep it as open as possible. There'll be one for like the hetero attraction, well, obviously the gay one for men, and then for women, there's the definitely not show gems tarot. That's the closest one I can get for it. And that will be happening at 10 o'clock tonight. And I'm going to get myself all ready and actually get a drink and get all ready woozy for it. So I'll be back at 10. So bring your expected twilight head in mind, and we'll see how this interest feels about you. So see you then.